Imagine if Joe Biden in 2020 comes out there and says, you know what, I think we need to stop counting the votes. And by the way, he's ahead. He's ahead in the votes, and he says we need to stop counting the votes. What would MAGA think? But if it was a Democrat, though, they would have a big problem with it now, wouldn't they? And he's prosecuted people for doing exactly what he did. Guys, real quick, do me a favor. You don't have to do anything in terms of spending any more extra money. Just do your normal shopping using the link below in the description on Amazon. Use your money for things that you need while at the same exact time supporting the channel. And this is Donald Trump once again whining and complaining like he is all the time. This is all the guy does, is just completely whine and bitch and complain about everything. But like, just like while he's whining and bitching and complaining, he's also lying. Like I said, he cannot move his fingers in this instance. He's not talking, but it is him talking because it's typing. It's him putting this out there as if it's a statement coming out of his mouth. And what does he say? I served this country with everything I have and stopped many wars. No, he has not. Everything that he said here in this first statement is completely false. He has not served this country with everything he has. He has stolen from this country, yes, but he has not served us at all. He has done nothing but steal from the American people in both terms, but in epic proportions. This term, we are seeing a crime spree, the likes of which we have never seen and probably will never see in our lifetimes ever again. And he has not stopped any wars. I mean, this entire first statement is completely a lie in its entirety. And it continues. Some say I've stopped over 100 wars. Again, do you guys understand what I mean by when this guy, he does not, whenever he speaks, it's a lie. There's nothing at all that he can say ever. It's always a lie. There is nobody at all saying that he stopped over 100. But there he is. He says, some say I've stopped over 100 wars. And yet, I've never taken a single penny as payment from our beautiful country. Really, you haven't. Except, Mr. Trump, you have made more money. Get this, everybody. You've made more money than every single. Now, just understand the depths of what it is that I'm saying here. You have made more money in this first year and a half of your second presidency. You made more money than anybody else ever did in your first presidency. $1.7 billion with all the shit that he did in his first presidency. This one blows it out of the water. But this first year and a half, Donald Trump has made more money than every single president, every single senator, every single House of Representative that has ever been elected combined. That's how much money Donald Trump has made in this second term. But he says that he has not collected a penny from this beautiful country. You see what I'm talking about when I say the guy can't do anything without lying? Every single time he says anything, it is a complete and utter lie. I've worked hard. He has not worked hard. There goes another lie. That simple little sentence right there. 3 words. I've worked hard. No, you haven't. You haven't even worked at all. You barely work. You go to work at around 12 noon every day, and you're done by about 4 or 5 every single day, and you go on vacation every weekend and golf. Every single day as president, that's what he's been doing in his second term. And he basically did the same thing in his first term. But like I said, it's even worse this time. Very hard. A 2-word sentence that is even more of a lie. Why? Because it says very hard. So this is a very lie. Okay. Like you can't, much harder than the hardest working Americans. Another lie. There's people out there digging ditches, working at McDonald's, working at gas stations, working all kinds of places, doing much harder work than Donald Trump can ever think of doing. But he says much harder than the hardest working Americans. A complete and utter slap in the face of all hardworking Americans that he says he's working harder than every American. The hardest working Americans, he's working harder. That's a complete and utter lie. Personally, I would donate to a man like that. And he ends it with finally something truthful. And what is that? Another grift. What is he doing? He is begging you for money there. He wants you to donate to him. So he puts this statement out there so that he can get more money from you. And MAGA dummies are going to do right there. They're going to go right at it. They're going to be like, yeah, here goes a bunch of money. Do you have another $100,000 watch for me? I'll buy that too. This is what we're talking about in this country. Let me see what you guys are saying in the comments. This is Big Flower says, the last 29% MAGA standing are just Trump submissives. No logic, no questioning alpha, no fact checking, just pure submission to what alpha wants. Well, he's not even alpha though, Big Flowers. I understand what you're saying and you're 100% right, except for the last part where like, not really the last part. I know what you're saying. What alpha wants, whatever Trump wants is probably the better language to use, because he's not an alpha man. The guy's the biggest pussy we've ever seen in our lives. That's all he does is bitch and complain and whine every single day about how he won the 2020 election and why haven't I gotten this prize or that prize? How come people don't recognize what I'm doing? This, that, and the third. That's all the guy does is just bitch and complain. He's just the biggest, like he's not even a beta. Like a beta man is actually a big tough guy compared to Donald Trump. The guy's just a complete and utter mess, whining, bitching, complaining bitch. That's what he is. So I disagree with the language that you use there, but the statement is true. David Green is another MAGA dummy. And this is what we're fighting for. This is exactly why we're here. We're ending MAGA because we have complete and utter stupid idiots like this dummy right here, David Green, who says, I will vote for him again. I mean, you can't be more anti-American. It's like I always say, these people, this movement is anti-American. It's anti-American. And this dingbat right here is proving my point. He is so anti-American that he's going to go against all of our norms, the rules of the Constitution, the whole kit and caboodle. It's just all out the window so that he could make Donald Trump happy by voting for him again if he were to run. He's not going to be able to run. It's against the law. He's not going to be able to get your vote again. But we've realized who you are, though, David Green, another anti-American MAGA dummy. That's what you all are, and that's what I'm here for, to end you. That's what I'm doing, okay? You got to love it, bro. These people are so fucking stupid, bro. Big Flowers again says, to MAGAs, Trump feels good. He promises an easy escape from their ignorance over and over and over again. It's a high for them, a drug he keeps feeding. When he's gone, which is soon, come down will be hard. Well, that's part of what everything that you said there is true, but part of what the reason why MAGA loves him so much is because he has given them a license to feel the way that they feel in terms of their hatred of America. And that's why I keep on saying this is an anti-American movement. I mean, we just saw David Green there, whatever that idiot's name was. I just remember Green. That dude, he wants to vote for Donald Trump again, despite the fact that the country is literally in turmoil right now and going down in flames. That idiot likes this. But what has he done for that guy? What has Donald Trump done for David Green? I'll tell you, if David Green is and let me just make sure that I'm saying the guy's name right, because he was, David Green. If David Green is a multi-billionaire, then he's got all the right in the world to be praising Donald Trump, of course, because that's who he has helped. It has only been that class, and I'm talking about that class only. Even if you are a millionaire, you're getting by Donald Trump in a very big way. You know what I mean? Like, the only way that you are making out under Donald Trump's rule with his policies and who he cares for is the mega rich, the top 1%. Even if you're a part of the top 10%, you're still not doing well. You're not doing as well as you were 4 years ago when Joe Biden was in office. You're just not. Most people, like when Joe Biden was in office, inflation started coming down. That's what happened under Joe Biden. Employment went up. Even the oil production in our country skyrocketed. We had more small businesses created in this country under Joe Biden than ever in the history of our country. It broke records, right? But like, this guy's in office, we're losing more small businesses. If you're a multimillionaire and you're in the single digits of millions, you're gas costs more money for you. Diesel costs more money for you. Shipping costs more money for you. Products cost more money for you. Everything that you need in order for your business to function has skyrocketed in price. So you're not doing better. The only people that are doing better are the ultra rich, the top 1%. So if David Green is one of those people, which little hint for everybody, little breaking news, he's not, then he's fucked. But there he is, completely and utterly ignoring all of that so that he could be able to feel good about himself, like Big Flower says, because he loves the fact that he gets to be openly racist now, even though he really can't. We already know there's still consequences to all of that, but he thinks that he can. You know what I mean? Like, that's another thing that MAGA loves to talk about. They love to talk about how free speech has been taken away from them because they want to be able to talk like this. They want to be able to talk about how much they hate this person and hate that person. They want this person gone. They want that person gone. They love all of this new language that they feel like they get to talk about, except they still come with consequences. You can't just go around saying these types of things without somebody in your life, whether it be your job, your husband, your wife, your daughter, your son. Somebody is going to make you pay in some type of way. And that's called consequences. If you lose your daughter's affection, if you lose your wife because of it, if you lose your job because of it, these are called consequences. But you see, MAGA thinks that that's against free speech because they get to say and do whatever it is that they want and insult people left and right. They feel that that's a part of free speech. It is a part of free speech, but just like every other kind of free speech or anything else that you do in life, there's going to be consequences. What free speech means, which is what the MAGA dummies have no idea what it actually means. It means that you don't have any consequences from the government. That's all it means. It means that you can say anything you want about Donald Trump. You can say anything you want about me. You can say anything about the nearest black person that you hate. You can, and you will not, in fact, go to jail. That's called freedom of speech. That's what that's called. But it doesn't mean that there's no consequences. And that's what MAGA completely forgets. And they still harp on that to this day. Let's continue, though. We've got some other things to talk about. I mean, that one from Donald Trump was hysterical. That tweet that we just, I mean, like he ends it like so blatantly by saying, yeah, I would donate to somebody like that. Like he's grifting his people and they continue to fall for it. Like David Green, the biggest, that so far MAGA's dummy of the day in the comments. Don't worry, David Green, there will be another one to top you because you guys are that dumb. So don't worry, I won't be picking on you all show long unless you're that unlucky and that another MAGA is not as dumb as you or dumber, then you're going to be picked on all day long. But like I said, there will be another one just as dumb, if not dumber than you, okay? But this is more evidence that MAGA Republicans, all they do is cheat. They cannot win without cheating. And, you know, the good thing about the internet and having shows like me is I get to show you this every single day. Every show, I'm showing you guys these, a whole bunch of them. But you see, that's the problem, though. People like David Green, the dumbest MAGA so far today, he was literally like Donald Trump cheated in the 2020 election in front of David Green's face. And then he told David Green that it was Joe Biden who cheated, and David Green believed it. Yeah, that's what he did. You know what I mean? But meanwhile, Donald Trump in front of David Green and every other single MAGA dummy, every single one of them in front of their face, he said, you know what we need to do, okay? We need to stop counting the votes, okay? We need to stop counting the votes, okay? We need to stop counting, okay? He said that on election night. And what did David Green do? He was like, that sounds pretty good to me. I don't think that we should count any more votes because counting votes means that that's a legal process and the person who is supposed to be elected might get more votes. No, he thought that was a good idea. But to all of the other people that are watching and thinking to themselves, well, wait a second. Yeah, can't stop. If we stop counting votes, that would be called cheating. Yes, that's what that would be called. Yeah. I mean, imagine that. Imagine if Joe Biden in 2020 comes out there and says, you know what? I think we need to stop counting the votes. And by the way, he's ahead. He's ahead in the votes. And he says, we need to stop counting the votes. What would MAGA think? what would MAGA think? They'd say, what the fuck is going on here? What do you mean we need to stop counting the votes? There's a whole bunch more votes that still need to be counted. They're not going to stop counting the votes, idiot. There's more that need to be counted, dummy. That's what people would be thinking about Joe Biden, right? Well, they didn't think that at all with Donald Trump. They thought that was a good idea. But instead, that's what I'm here for, because nobody talks about this the way that I do. I keep bringing this up because I'm going to make sure everybody knows my channel's growing. These messages are getting out there, and I'm going to make sure that to remind everybody every single day, Donald Trump and the Republican Party are the ones who cheat. And in 2020, Donald Trump nonstop tried to cheat in the elections. He started off by saying, let's stop counting the votes. He tried to get fake electorates in Arizona, fake electorates in Nevada, fake electorates in Michigan, fake electorates in Wisconsin, called down to Georgia, tried to get fake votes, 11,780 votes. Remember that? And then he also incited an insurrection to forcefully stop the certification of Joe Biden. That motherfucker is the one who cheated, but he got everybody, and not everybody, he got all the MAGA dummies to believe that it was Joe Biden, when he, in fact, did it in front of their stupid faces, and they all fell for it. But that's not what I did, though. I was right here making sure that I'm going to make sure everyone knows exactly every opportunity that I get, which is going to be when? Every single fucking day. Okay. But there's more. There's more. These people are the ones who do nothing but cheat. But check this out. This is Jen Psaki on her show talking about Ken Paxton from down in Texas. And what is he doing? Cheating.
We usually leave the tracking down of love nests to the tabloids. But it turns out that whether or not Ken Paxton has shacked up with this woman in a love nest may actually matter. Not just because of the alleged affair, but because of where he's registered to vote. Today, ProPublica and the Texas Tribune published a joint report showing that Ken Paxton may have violated the same election laws he is prosecuted as Texas's Attorney General. And according to records obtained by ProPublica.
Remember what she just said there? He did the same thing. This is the part that's funny, right? I mean, it's not funny for the people that had to suffer through this, but this guy right here prosecuted people for doing what he's doing, and this is MAGA. They totally are fine with Ken Paxton doing this, but if it was a Democrat, though, they would have a big problem with it now, wouldn't they? And he's prosecuted people for doing exactly what he did.
Texas Tribune published a joint report showing that Ken Paxton may have violated the same election laws he is prosecuted as Texas's Attorney General. And according to records obtained by ProPublica and the Texas Tribune, Paxton appears to have used an address where he didn't live while voting in 6 elections in the past 2 years. And in a divorce filing last year, Paxton's wife said that Paxton had moved out of the couple's home a year earlier.
And he still voted. Did she say 6 times?
Paxton appears to have used an address where he didn't live while voting in 6 elections.
In 6 elections, he voted from where he was not living. This motherfucker right here. And he's running for the United States Senate. And guess what a bunch of idiots in Texas are going to do? They're going to still vote for him anyway. And he's also a crook. He's a criminal. The guy has been like gone after and only got saved because Republicans, who are criminals, they're literally a criminal party, let him go. But this guy's he's a criminal in office, and now he's running for the United States Senate. And instead of it being literally 100% of the vote going to Tallarico, you're going to get MAGA, complete and utter Republican idiots voting for this guy. And they're all coming out here since the 2020 election, hooting and hollering about cheating in any kind of election, whether it's this election, the last election, 2020, and every election. That's all they talk about is people cheating, and it's always the Republicans every single time. I've got more.
Past 2 years. And in a divorce filing last year, Paxton's wife said that Paxton had moved out of the couple's home a year earlier. But Paxton continues to list the home's address on his voter registration.
Now, I bet anything that there are MAGA people in my audience right now talking about how this is fake news because it's on MS Now. I bet anything. I'm not going to look because I already know what's happening, but like this is the stupid shit that they do to get it out of their head. It's like, they don't want to think about this. They want nothing at all to do with reality. So me pointing this out to them, they don't want to know about it. And since it's now they're being told, they think that it's fake news. Yeah, because it's not on Fox News. But is Fox News going to talk about this? No. Why? Because it's truth. Fox does nothing but lie. You see how this works? Let's continue. I mean, you can't make this up.
Texas, that is a crime. It is voter fraud. And Ken Paxton, of all people, should know that. You see, even though actual intentional voter fraud is exceedingly rare, Ken Paxton has made prosecuting it his signature issue.
His signature issue, and yet he's doing it. That's Republicans for you right there. You know what I mean? Like, no one is going to be able to find the Democrat story like this. You're not going to be able to. The Democrats are not cheating. They have not. And if there is one or two, that's what you have. One or two. There's literally hundreds of stories like this of Republicans over and over and over and over and over and over. Every single show that I do will feature Republicans cheating, just like the last show, just like today. And there's even more after this story that I'm showing you. It's always the Republicans cheating. That's what they do. They cannot win without cheating. I'm telling you. Let's continue.
His office has investigated nearly 200 cases of supposed voter fraud over the past decade, often upending people's lives, often the lives of Democratic or minority voters, even if they did absolutely nothing wrong. I mean, here's his website on the screen, where he outlines how misrepresenting your residency on election records is illegal.
And yet he's doing it.
Paxton has literally arrested people for registering to vote at the wrong address before. As 3 election lawyers told ProPublica and the Texas Tribune, Paxton may have violated the same Texas laws his office cautioned about.
The same ones that his office cautioned about. I mean, you cannot make this up.